Welcome back. Let's make some hypotheses. Better said is hypotheses. So let's make some testable hypotheses. So to make a hypothesis, what you need to do is make a claim. And from there, you're going to quantify your claim. So are you saying for some we'll keep it in the context of population parameters for this unit, just to make lives easier for everybody. That's what you're looking at in the last chapter. A lot of the homework problems, especially if you're working on Pearson, just is all about population parameters. So we'll just keep it in that lens for now. But if you're making a claim about a population parameter, are you saying that you think the population parameter is equal to some value? Do you think that half of people like horses? I don't know. Or do you think more than half of people like horses? Or do you think less than half of people like horses? That's going to be your claim. So what you do to make a hypothesis is a two-step process. First, you make what's called the null hypothesis, which is what's your focal point. So for all three of the claims I just said, half the people exactly like horses. That's 0.5 here, exactly. Or maybe I'm saying that less than half like horses. That's p less than 0.5. And then p greater than 0.5 would be for the claim that more than half of people like horses. In all of those cases, your baseline, your null hypothesis, your focal point is at the value of 0.5. So for all of these cases, whether it's greater than 0.5, less than 0.5, equal to 0.5, in all of those cases, your null hypothesis is simply saying, I care about 50%. I care about p equals 0.5. Now, that's not a testable hypothesis. That's not really anything except just saying, this is where my focal point is. I'm focusing at this spot. So to get a little bit more, we're going to make actually not one, but two hypotheses, and we're going to use the null to test the other. So we're going to make an alternate hypothesis based on the null. It's going to be different in some way. In fact, it has to be different in some way. The null hypothesis is always an equation. It's always equality. And the alternate hypothesis is always not equality. So for the claim that more than half of people like horses, my null is, of course, p equals 0.5. And my alternate was, well, I want to go above that. So I'm going to have my alternate hypothesis be p greater than 0.5. For the claim that less than half the people like horses, same null hypothesis. My alternate hypothesis is now going to be p less than 0.5. And then finally, if I'm claiming that exactly half of everyone likes horses, then the null is, of course, the same thing. And the alternate hypothesis in needing to be different is going to simply be p not equal to 0.5. They have to be different in some way. And this will gradually become apparent as to why as we go. A couple quick comments about notation. The null hypothesis is a capital H, subscript 0. And then your alternate hypothesis is capital H subscript 1, subscript A, something like that. So I've got a claim for you here. The majority of Americans who can vote do. So I want you to think about what I just said and make for me a null hypothesis and an alternate hypothesis. So make both of those hypotheses, better said as hypotheses, and I'll see if you're right in the next video.